So today I'm gonna break down how to make like a jazzy composition. Um, People was asking me like on Instagram, can I break it down? Can I like show the sounds I use? Um, I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was like, fuck no, because I'm a piece of shit. But yeah, today I'll give it to y'all. So before we start, there's like three things that like y'all probably like won't like really pay attention to much. So I'll like just talk about it first in the video. Um, First things first, when y'all make these type of beats, have like a template like this. My template, I got it from Zuriel. Um, he's a really big inspiration for me. Like I learned a lot of stuff from his videos. He uses Ableton though, so I kind of remade his template to my liking. On FL, right? Um, yeah. So having a template helps a lot, right? With the panning, all that stuff, the volume, like my template Loki needs work. This is like V1 of it, so I'm gonna make a V2 because there's some stuff I need to fix. Then also really patience. Like this project, I didn't make it in 20 minutes, right? So don't um don't go into this thinking like you're gonna make the beat. Like even if it takes you days or weeks, good for you. I think that like taking time with music is like something that people don't really do anymore. Like people be making 10,000 beats a day. See, that's not bad if you're just trying to make like easy rap beats and get placements. Like good for you, right? But I would say for these type of beats, maybe take your time more. That's just what I think is best. Now if you want to say fuck Roma and just do it in 20 minutes, go ahead. But like that's what I'm thinking. Also, uh, textures. I'm gonna show y'all in the breakdown, but like I know that most of the people that was asking me for the breakdowns and stuff really thought that like it was just all me like going in putting VSTs and shit. I'm not gonna lie, like if I show y'all the beat without the textures, that shit is gonna sound basic as fuck. It's really the textures that make it like come together and sound like it makes it sound really majestic. Even some of the sounds I used, like I didn't even really use them for the actual sound. I used it for like the sound effect that's connected to it in the VST. So yeah, I'm gonna break down this FLP. I actually dropped it yesterday. Um, Depending on the time this video drops, it might like not be yesterday anymore. Maybe 2 days or 3 days. Um, yeah, I made it with my good friend Ava. She actually played the bass and the guitar in this. So shout out Ava. Thank you for the instruments. Um, Now if y'all don't have somebody or like don't have instruments or y'all don't know how to play instruments, that's fine. Um, I'll actually show y'all um what's it called, variants for the guitar and the bass that like y'all could use instead that sound realistic enough. Um, yeah, so let's dive into it, right? So 170 BPM. Don't ask me the key. I do not know that shit. So let's start with the actual instruments, and then we'll go like around it and like kind of in a messy way, but it'll work. It'll make sense. So of course we start with the chords. So these are the chords. We are in Rhodes Anthology, Rhodes Mark One. This is the preset. So mid velocity. Sometimes I go low depending on the instrument. This is the chords I laid down. Right? Very chill, very like calm, but still kind of has like that tension to it, right? And then I really wanted like some type of rhythm to those chords. So I went in piano tech, Eureka, preset, piano velocity. Usually I be playing with the conditions to make it sound like more vintage, but with this one didn't really need to. So what I did, I just copied the chords and then chopped it up, added some type of rhythm to it, and then on the second part, I made the rhythm more like bouncy because at 17 the drums changed in the beat. So this is what they sound like. I'll play the first part and then I'll play the second part. So that's the first part, and then the second part is a little more like bouncy and rhythmic. Right? So really just like playing around, you know. My goal with this was really to make it sound like somebody was actually playing it and like vibing to it. You know, like you don't want, if we zoom in here, you don't want all of these notes to be exactly on the line because when a human being plays a piano, his fingers aren't perfectly timing like the notes all together like a robot, right? It would be some like more like this, right? So a trick y'all can do is either y'all go on the magnet here and y'all go to none and then y'all just like move it around manually. Or what I do is I just go to this wrench right here and I press humanize and then like it'll tweak it and then I would go in and like move some stuff a little bit. Don't just click humanize and call it a day. I would really say like maybe tweak some stuff, like even adding some notes like this at the end, right? Just to add like some flavor to it, you know. Um, yeah. So that's really it for the acoustic piano. Those together really are the foundation of the beat. Then for the chords again, we're gonna stay in that theme for now before we get into anything else. We have one of my favorite sounds. I actually used this on the song Eden I made with Zuriel. It's called the Childhood Mallet in SRX World. Um, as I was saying earlier, big on textures, so this is an example of it. This is what it sounds like. Right. So as I said before, I didn't really use this for the actual like bell. I used it for the shakers in the background. It really brings a lot of flavor to the beat. So then, before I get into the saxophone and like the leads kind of the beat, I'll go more into the core elements like the guitar and the bass that Ava played. So this is what they sound like. Right. So very just chill, following the chords, you know, following the root notes, just to add like some body to it, right? And then over here, I added like kind of like a bass solo to like add some variant to the bass. Um, right here for this, I use Contact, breaking backer bass, hammerhead preset. Now I want y'all to notice when the bass goes up, the velocity goes up also to add like some realism to it. So this is what it sounds like. Right? Very bouncy. I really like this bass line, especially for the top notes. Top notes in the bass is like, um, I just love it. So yeah, y'all can implement that into y'all beats. Um. Oh, also swing knob. I always turn this on. I don't really know like when I just started turning this on, but please turn it on. Especially for your drums, makes a difference. I always leave it around 50%. Don't go all the way 100% if you're not like certain. But like you can just listen and see what sounds good, you know? Yeah, so that's like it for the guitar and the bass, which is like those are all the core elements of the melody. Now we have also the saxophone. This saxophone, right here is the UVI workstation Viorn's alto sax. Um, I've been using this because of I seen Zuriel use it, so I wanted to try it out, and then I became addicted. I used to use a sax in contact, but now I only use this. So this the pattern I laid down. Right, very simple, very like phrasey, I would say. Um, and then right here, another little element is the flute. Right, just to add some ear candy, after the sax, because I felt like the sax made it like wow, and then it was kind of empty, so I just added the flute to make it a little more full. So yeah, that those are like the base elements of the melody, right? I'll actually play all the melody by itself. Oh wait, I actually forgot something. Sorry. So in Xenology, right here, we added this little pluck, SEQ24, um, with a delay, of course. So this just follows the chords when they switch. So like the chord would be playing from this whole distance, and then it would play here, and then switch right here. So I just wanted to accentuate that with this pluck, right? Very like video gamey. So yeah, that's the whole mel. Um, I'll actually play all the mel by itself right here. Boom. Very like smooth, lo-fi-ish, jazzy, right? So boom. After you got the mel down, you feel me? Um, we move into the textures. As I was saying earlier, big part of the beat. So everything that says audio, I would consider as texture in this instruments right here. What this instruments is right here, the reason it's not called audio is because basically I was on TikTok, right? And this was when this FLP was like 60% done. And I found this jazz edit, and I really liked that the editor added these like sound effects to the edit, right? And I wanted to implement those into the beat as texture. So then what I did, I exported the video, I extracted the stems, and I grabbed the percussion and like the sound effects of the video, right, as texture. So if we play the whole like, actually I'll play all the TikTok stuff first, right? So like the little like movement and stuff, and then we have this at the top. Right? So just to add like some type of like background movement to the beat. And then at the top we just have like regular textures that you can find in any kit really. Yep. So just to add like some body to the beat, I guess. Um yeah, so these are the textures. Then we have some phrases. Shout out Zuriel for those. They're all in his kit. I think it's called the Moonglow Deluxe Quartet. Yeah, y'all can get that. Um yeah, those phrases are really like game changing. Um if y'all have the bread for that kit, I would recommend getting it. So yeah, this what the whole like textures sound like. Right. So as y'all can hear, that brings a lot of like, and like it accentuates the beat a lot, you know. So yeah, that's really it for the most part of the beat. Now we move into drums. So as I told y'all before, the TikTok had like some drums that I couldn't really remove out the stems. So for the first part of the beat, I kind of just followed the rhythm of the drums with my plugin. So the plugin I'm using, if I can find it, contact number three. Okay, so it's called RJS Drums in Contact. This is what it sounds like. Right, very cool. Very jazzy. So yeah, those are the drums at the start. Very simple, just following the texture drums. And then after, I kind of wanted something different, so I switched it up a bit and added these kind of like bouncy trap lo-fi drums, if that makes sense. This is what they sound like. Right. Um. All I gotta say about these drums is make sure the kick is like kind of cutting through the mel. You want the kick to like you want to be able to feel the kick. So just make sure it's not too quiet. And then yeah, so that's really the most part, like for the most part, what I added to the beat. The only thing that we have left is the strings, sorry. So what I added, what I used for the strings um is Lab Spitfire, yeah, the chamber strings. So what I did is I got Violence 2 with the Portamento. Portamento is one of the greatest things you can have on strings. Really like makes it sound very beautiful. And then we got the same ones, but this one is Violence 1. So yeah, I added this after the key switch because there's a key switch at the middle. It just goes up one semitone. So I just added the strings to like make it sound a little different and add some variation. Right. One is pan to the left, one is pan to the right. Um, yeah, that's really just the strings. Not too complicated. Sometimes I'd be adding like a lot of like variations in the strings, but for this I feel like I didn't really need to since the beat is already like full and there's a lot of elements. Um yeah, the automation y'all see at the bottom, that's just really um um the automation too is volume for the melody. So like it kind of adds like this beat stop right here. I'll show y'all. So just adding some variation again. Make sure the beat doesn't sound the same all the way through so it doesn't get boring, you know? And then this one right here is just a EQ, and then it cuts the low end off the TikTok like textured drums. Right. So then like when the trap drums come, it doesn't like interfere, you know? And then the two automations in the middle are just um the pitch shifter. That's why the melody goes up a semitone, you know. Oh no, actually it goes up two semitones, sorry. So yeah, that's really the whole beat. At the end I kind of just added this long like chord just cuz why not? Right. That's really just the whole beat. Now what I would say is if you never made something like this before, you will have to like look at other tutorials than this. This is like really nothing. Um, not necessarily music theory, but just like other like tips and tricks. Sorry. Um, I would recommend people like Tuazuna, Zuriel. Um, those are like the main ones that I've like watched. Um, for like tips and tricks. If y'all listen to any Zuriel beats, y'all can tell that there's like elements that I've implemented. Like what I would say is listen to those people, see what they do. If you see something you like, implement it to your beats, and then you might see something you like from somebody else, implement it to your beats to create kind of your own sound out of like a mixture of everybody else. You know, that's kind of what I've did. Um, yeah, so that's what I can recommend. And yeah, that's really like the whole process, the whole breakdown on what I did for this beat. Um, the mixing, I would say really keep it really simple, just volume, EQ, compressors, and yeah, and experiment with some like reverbs and whatever. Please don't do the mistake of adding a lot of reverb to your beats. I've done that and like it made the beats sound really muddy at times and really like cluttered, I guess. So like don't add too much reverb. Um, I like plugins like RC20 and those type of stuff. So just experiment. I'm gonna play y'all the full beat now. This is what it sounds like. Right. So that's the full beat. If y'all have any like questions, y'all could DM me on Instagram. Um, yeah, or even another breakdown. I don't mind. I'll do it for y'all. Um, just experiment and figure out what works for y'all. And I'm gonna catch you on the next one, bro. See y'all.